All right. It's the first time I'm doing a transit video before the transit is over because it's just so alive. It feels like not just this week, not this last few days, but it just really opened up and bloomed in my life. Like I feel like it really explains quite a lot of fundamentals and what I'm processing at the moment myself. So it's Gene Key 26, going from a struggle with the shadow as I was contemplating. Pride, because it's a word not used in its usual English meaning, through the gift of artfulness and the city of invisibility. And yes, and it took me a little while to crack it, a few times reading it, because the definitions of the words are quite different to the regular English language definitions. But the essence is exactly what I feel like I'm up against in my own life, in my own understanding, and in my own kind of process at the moment. So the shadow of pride. And I also have to say, I started looking into it a little bit ahead of the transit because I've discovered through the work of Bella. I'll send a link in. Who combines Gene Keys with human design and astrology, and just in a more comprehensive overview. Um, in their overall natal chart review, they've encouraged us to look at the Lilith. So not just where the planets were, but where some of the asteroids, including Lilith, were. And surprise, surprise, the Lilith asteroid was activating the Gene Key of 46. And somehow Pride really connected with me because I also have Gene Key 12, which is vanity as my north node, so something I'm moving towards in my life. And I really feel like this, even though I don't want to draw attention to myself and I don't want to make videos and stuff like this and have a social media presence, feels like I should and I kind of have to. So it's like this perennial struggle, but at the same time, I feel like I do have this superior existence and stuff like this. So yes, the pride and vanity is definitely something I'm been aware of as the themes, as the shadows. So it was interesting, like, oh, 26 is also in my chart. Fancy that. And Lily specifically, I didn't look too much into it, but it's the story of Eve, and apparently Lilith was the first wife of Adam, and that she was more of a willful individual, like I'm gonna do it my way kind of woman, and that's why she was cast out and not allowed in paradise. So that really speaks to my soul. So the fact that I have Lilith activating the 26, it really kind of made sense that it's just came alive in my life in such a potent way. So back to the 26, the shadow of pride is used here not in your regular sense of the word. What it really stands for is basically what I feel all around me and what I've been living, the life I've been living all up until now, I must say. Basically trying to force things. This idea of if you want anything badly enough, through your sheer force of will, you can make it happen. And in a more esoteric, grander view of the Gene Keys, Gene Key 26 is part of the Cordon Ring of Light, and I have every other single Gene Key in it, 5, 9, and 11, in prominent and activated positions. So also figuring out that 26 has also been activated has been a little key to self-exploration. And Cordon Ring of Light has got to do with how our bodies, what frequency of light we allow into ourselves and into our cells, into ourselves, and what it transmits out into the world. That's the way I understand it. So in the shadow state of the Gene Key 26, it's all about imposing our will, and to me, it goes beyond just the the general societal structure where it's all about, making it happen, imposing your will, and I'm gonna achieve, but also the more new age and spiritual beliefs with manifestation. To me, that also falls into the same. It's just a different flavor of the same belief that I'm gonna. I have an idea of what is I want or what is right for myself or even for the world, and I'm gonna manifest. I'm gonna make it happen. Um, and so what it speaks about, and this is exactly what first I was caught up in more material oriented success, then more lifestyle success. Like this to me is lifestyle success, that having a lot of free time, living outdoors, um, being my own boss, all these things I consider very much a projected success in my life. To then getting caught up in trying, oh, now I have a message to spread and I'm going to get out there and save the world with my worldviews and ideas and spread the jinkies, getting caught up in that. And it's all that same flavor of having my ideas and imposing them on the world through force. You can't even say force of will. Yes, a lot of the times I was forcing without realizing it, but more often than not, it comes as an inspiration. But it's like an all-consuming kind of energy, and that takes me out of the present moment and puts me into like, okay, this future ideal that I want to manifest. And well, it got me where I am, and I can't complain. The circumstances are excellent where I am. It's just it no longer works. It's leading to where I am is the perfect state of bliss and happiness, and any more striving outside, like that recent addiction of wanting to be a purpose driven leader and spread the word, and that pulls me out. And that's when I started to realize, like, wait a minute, it's all that same shadow. What here is called the pride. And why the reason they call it pride is that basically this belief that my idea and my force of will, what I'm gonna do, is gonna, it overrides the natural flow of life, whatever life and the greater cosmic dance is intending. So that's how they connected with the word pride. It's like this ego thinking that it knows and can do best and will bend everything to its will. And while yes, it is possible. I mean, I've done it many times. There's millions of people around the world have experienced this power. What I'm coming to realize overall through the Jinkies journey, and like I said, specifically last couple of weeks, has just been like really in my face. The fact that I'm doing this, the rest of the world is doing this, and also assumes that that's the way to live life, and just how suddenly how it doesn't seem right for me anymore from where I am sitting in my beliefs. That kind of striving, no matter how positively motivated, is taking me out of this present moment of just sheer enjoyment of just being. So that's what I've been unpacking. Yes, and then the fact that it came up as a transit, came up in my chart that I didn't know about. It was all just very strong, very potent. I'm dealing with it. It's good to have words for it, to talk about it. Okay, this is what they're talking about. So let's move on to the gift. And the gift, I'm still a little bit unpacking. Like now, we're leaving the word of manifestation behind. Now the word of the jour is intention. And even intention, I was like, well, I don't really. I'm just sitting here in a hammock being happy as Larry. Like, I don't have any intention. My only intention is possibly for other people to experience this, but there is not enough anything behind it. I just really my body just wants to do more hammock sitting. Doesn't want to do anything about getting other people to experience this. So, but yes, there in the gift of artfulness, it talks about intention. And maybe that's just it, intention, right? I don't really have much action behind it yet. It's just that there is this desire emanating from my blissful hammock state, is this desire for you to experience this intention. And I really like how it's in this gene key that it really touches upon the idea of the higher purpose. So it talks about the higher purpose in the activation sequence and how it's different to the vacation and the life's work. And here in this gift of artfulness, it really talks about it as well in a really clear terms, how it's not something that we do, it's something that's already present in the cosmos as the frequency, and it's something that we tune into by allowing, letting go of the survival frequencies and fear, and allowing more of the grief gift frequencies to enter through our bodies, our hearts, and emanate out. And the key words they used in the book for this is heart marketing. And I really resonate because this is what I'm doing with you right now, heart marketing. So it says how in the gift frequency I let go of the ego attachment to wanting something to happen and grandiose in my ego. Like, in fact, I never really wanted attention and ego. I just wanted to, okay, this is the way to spread the message, and that's the easiest way that it comes out of me, sitting there talking to you. So here it talks about in the gift frequency, you let go of the ego and you're using it as a little marionette. That's how I imagine it, using it as a little puppet to sell something, to sell yourself or to sell the truth. In my case, I feel like I'm trying to verbalize and sell the truth or the message or this truth to me of this, living in bliss, and how it's the end all and be all. Yes, and now there is no attachment anymore. So I guess my attachment wasn't so much that I was like wanting to be the YouTube star. Like, my attachment was on the contrary, like not wanting. I realized a lot of blockages around putting myself out on social media, YouTube, etc., especially around the people I actually personally know. It was the biggest block. Like, mine was the opposite. Mine was the attachment to kind of hiding and not wanting to be any kind of like ego on the screen, so to speak. So letting go of that attachment. Here I am, letting go of that attachment. I've started posting stuff on Facebook. Next is I'm gonna start posting actually, little snippets of me talking about concepts that maybe some of my friends would find really bizarre, but that's just it. That's the process of transparency and owning it and letting go of that ego attachment. So I'm not letting go of wanting to make myself a superstar. I'm letting go of this attachment to protecting my ego, of wanting to maintain my security and like a little bubble of personal safety and not, kind of not being known. That's what I'm letting go. Like the attachment to individual, having a certain ego to protect by hiding it. And it's a process. It's a little scary, I tell you. But this is why it's such a, like I'm just living it. 26, here we come. And that's why I'm so finding some of the ones, the gene keys I've done in the past since I started doing these videos weren't as potent, but this one is just screams at me. And I hope that the more I tune in, being a projector with all open centers, I only have the Ajna and throat defined. Everything else is just picking up the neutrinos passing through the cosmos. So the more I tune in, the more I read, and I do my little, unicorn drawings that essence, bring out the essence of each gene key. The more I can really feel, like, this is exciting because I can really feel them working through my being and in insights and revelations and in the way I outwardly change how I am. So yeah, the gift of artfulness. Here I am manipulating my little marionette Felina. Maybe eventually I'll do a little song and a dance just to like get people to hear what I gotta say. I'm a little also like this, the camera rotating and doing all this thing. Let me do this. There you go, a little more comfortable. So yes, here I am doing a song and a dance. Not yet, but maybe eventually. To sell the idea of this kind of how do I capture bliss in a can I capture it in a video? Probably not. That's why I'm trying to capture it in snippets, lots of snippets of videos, and then lots and lots and lots of words. Eventually, I will hit my life's work evolution 2043-23, which is conveying truth in as few words as possible, but not just yet. So yes, living through the artfulness of it all, letting go of the ego attachments, just showing up, sharing what I have to say, and it comes out more and more easy with more and more enjoyment. And it's just, yeah, for me, much better than like journaling or anything like that. It feels really natural, feels really good. It's the post-processing that I struggle with. So any ideas on like automating post-processing, send them my way. I don't do any post-processing. I just stick it on YouTube and get AI to suggest me a title and text, because if not, if I leave it to myself to do, nothing will ever get published. All right, so back to 26. And then we hit the CITIC level, invisibility. And that's such a departure. It almost feels like the opposite of the artfulness, where I'm using my ego detached to spread the message and connect with people. It's where suddenly become invisible, like just affect. The way I imagine it is like a little fairy floating around, sprinkling fairy dust and magic and improving other people's lives, making them connect with the divine, but without being seen in any. And I just was about to say, like, I'm not sure how to do it, but in fact, I do. One of my really strong motivators that I haven't acted on yet too much, because I just felt I just want to lay in the hammock and not act. But the idea is there. Yeah, it's to support other coaches and healers with my gifts and web design skills to bring their message out. And I guess that's, in a way, I can see that as being one aspect of it. So I want their work to shine without me being anywhere in the background of the picture. And there's a genuine desire. And another aspect I really like, the invisibility, which I'm so proud of the drawing I made. I keep referring to the unicorns. You can find them on my website and on my social media, the transit drawings that I do, where I drew the unicorn completely discombobulated in parts of the landscape. And that's how I imagine invisibility. He says, Richard Rudd says it's about becoming one with existence and just kind of surfing the currents of existence. So that's the way I imagine it. Like right now I'll be the wind, and then maybe I'll jump in the ocean and then I'm the ocean. Just feeling oneness with the elements, or just all of life. And yes, disappearing into it. And I think it's not, in the previous video I've just done a little bit earlier, where I talked about a negative. Oh no, there's a bee. I'm scared. I gotta go and ooh, so much connection. Once you're in the Jinkies transmission, there's also a wisdom stream called the Dream Arc, where the animals mean something, and the bee is a sign for the Jinky 44, which I've also watched the interview just this earlier today, and it's not leaving me alone. What do you want, little bee? Don't sting me. So yeah, but we're talking about 26, not 44. So invisibility. I'm not yet hitting the invisibility stage, because I feel like I've just starting to touch upon artfulness. So I gotta squeeze all the juice out of that one before I disappear into the nether. And yeah, I'm quite excited. I mean, obviously, there is not complete detachment. If there was complete detachment, I probably will do a song and a dance and do all the crazy stuff. But no, there is a lot of still. I mean, what would people think isn't quite the right word, but yes, something along the lines of, I'm scared of a bee. I feel like running away. Would it bite me? No, it wouldn't bite. Should blend in with my environment and exercise the city of the 26 so it doesn't see me, right? It didn't see me. But anyway, artfulness is playing out. Maybe because there's another couple of days to go in the transit. Maybe I can do another little part two follow up if the invisibility will play out as well. But so far, I've been playing with invisibility in terms of just flowing along with the currents of life. Like I was saying in the previous video, I mentioned my yesterday's urgent trip to town with my rabbit. Fortunately, the story doesn't end well in the normal sense of the word, but I was just flowing with the currents of life and loving, reaching out, grateful for the entire kind of wave of that journey. Yeah, I think this is it. Nothing else comes to mind. Maybe what I like to end with is taking a little breath in. Helps me recenter, helps me make sure nothing else wants to be said. And also, one of the very important Gene Keys teachings is about pausing, which in all my videos I don't think I've mentioned yet, but it's becoming ever more prominent and important in my life. So instead of switching off, I invite you to quickly pause with me, or even just one breath in and one breath out. I'll see you in the next one, where I let my artfulness do another song and dance and whatever expression comes out.